Is it working? Can we see from all angles here? Testing, testes. All right, my beaches. We just got in some SB Tactical SBA3 braces. It's funny filming when everything's backwards. You're like, that's it? That's not right. Is that in Russian? Beaches. Yes. So I got a flat dark earth one here, and then in the other camera you're going to see the olive drab version. Although, you know, it's olive drab in the same way that my hat and my shirt are olive drab. They're both olive drab, but they're two different shades of olive drab. So you've got the darker, yeah, this is darker, and then you've got the a little bit lighter version on the Kriss. But we're going to go ahead and put this brace on. I don't see many videos on the SBA3 Enhanced, which is the one that comes with all the extra fun shit. So you've got the Enhanced, comes with this fun little part on the front. It's got a rail on this side. It's got a rail on the other side, which you can see I put a light on already. It's got the rail on the bottom, which I just put some protectors on for now so I don't grind my hand on the rail while I'm shooting it. This barrel, and this is empty, the action is open, there's nothing in there. Safety freaks. This barrel that I'm pointing at you is 6.5 inches long as opposed to the regular 5.5 inch barrel. So this is threaded on the end. There you go. So you can put a suppressor on there, or a muzzle device, or like a quick attached suppressor device on there. And then we'll just swing this back on. And the other difference from the regular SDP Pistol, I can't talk. I just got out of work. I need a drink. The other difference is that it has this folding brace on it. So the regular pistols just have this part right here, which is now molded in. This used to be a separate part on the older Generation 2s and the Generation 1s, but now this is a molded in, basically a buffer tube. It accepts like a mil-spec buffer tube in there. And they went ahead on the enhanced ones, they have this folding hinge on here that's screwed in. And then you've got actually, I guess I could take this brace off. And then you've just got a tube. So this is the SBXK. It's like their short version of the brace. Don't mind that quick detach. So I put that on there. It's going to come off. And then it just comes with, and this is hollow, the one that comes on it. Like there's no, you couldn't use this on a AR because there's nothing on the back here. You couldn't put a spring in, I mean you could put a spring and buffer tube in there, but it's going to come out the back when you fire it. So anyway, all right, we're going to put this in the other camera angle here so you can see it a little better. That I just moved and messed up. Oh my God. I don't really have a great video setup. As you can tell, I'm just doing this in my makeshift living room. This is actually our computer room, but I am converting a space for my mom to live in, so she's in our living room right now. So this is what I have to work with. Deal with it. Anyway, so this buffer tube, right, goes into the back of this folding brace adapter. Now I do have, and I have to figure out, I'll cut this part probably, but I have to figure out which one of these is going to work on the screwdriver, which it might not. I might have to just use the Allen head wrench. There's two. Yeah, see, I don't have a screw bit small enough for it. So we're going to go ahead and use the Allen wrench. So there's two set screws here. And so you've got a set screw on the top here. And I went ahead and broke this. I broke it. No, I broke the Loctite seal on this one earlier, just because I was wanting to see if I was going to need to heat this up or not. And that's what this Lyman mat is great for. It's put these little parts in there so you don't lose them. But I just want to see if I was going to have to heat it up, because sometimes people use Rockset, or they use this is the blue Loctite, and sometimes people use the fun red one or the high temperature ones, and then it's impossible to get these things back out. But now I haven't broken this one, so you can see. I mean, it just takes just a tiny bit of force to break that Loctite on these. Oops, and then I dropped that one. Alright, we'll just put those right there. And then this, theoretically, if I can keep anything in my hands, theoretically this is just going to screw right out of here. There we go. Whew. Oh. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Whoops. I can't hold on to anything. You can see the threads. Man, they slammed those set screws down in there so this would not come out. They even broke this thread. But yeah, that's just a completely hollow tube that comes on it for that SB brace. I'm going to save this because I'm going to sell that. Somebody can buy this and use it on whatever they want instead of paying $100 for it or whatever. So we'll save that part. And then this is the SBA3. This one, I'll show you the difference here. This is and I'll have to look this up, and I'll put a link in the description to these, but this is, I believe it's the SBXK, and it's a short brace. You can see this is all rubberized on the back. So this whole thing is just like rubberized down here, and then this is a little bit harder plastic up here on the top and on the tube. It's still kind of rubberized on the outside, but it's definitely like a harder plastic. And then this is just, squishy rubber on the bottom. It's not a bad brace. I mean, I was playing around with this when I first got it. It's not bad. It's just, it's very short, and I'm 6'3", and like the pole was just not yay. So, and then you can kind of see too the back of this. So this is recessed, and this is actually what would, if you're going to shoulder this brace, this is what would hit your shoulder, and this is above that. And then you can see the SBA3. So this is solid plastic on the back. This is rubber, but it's hard, thick rubber at the top, and then the bottom is the bendy piece on this brace. And you've also got, this is kind of more of like a rifle rest for your cheek, and this is kind of just a covering for the tube, basically. And then obviously the SBA3 is the adjustable one. So you've got the quick detach sling mount on either side, just goes right through. And then you've got right here, if you press this up and pull back, you've got the sixth position, I can't talk, six position adjustable stock. So you can put that, way longer length of pull on there. And then for those of you who are not familiar with AR adjustable stocks or braces, right? So you've got different positions you can lock this in. And then we're going to work on something. And you want to take these off. This just pulls down like this. It's hard to do it on camera. This pulls down. It's very easily pulls down. Very easily pulls down, and then you can pull this off the back of the brace. So stuff's going off here. And so this one is a solid tube, and this you could actually use on an AR, because this is meant for, this has the solid back on it, so you could put a buffer and a spring in here. And then you've got the adjusters on the bottom here. Whew, it's warm in here. There's life. Oh, dearie. It's actually cold outside, and we're outside of Charlotte here. Anyway, but the one thing I'm probably going to need on this, because this needs to be clocked, right? The other tube, it doesn't matter. It's just it fell on the floor. And the other brace went somewhere. Anyway, the other tube's just a hollow cylinder. It doesn't matter which direction it goes in. And that's the other thing I like about this is this brace on here does not turn side to side. That other brace, you could just turn it. So this is a little easier with that as far as putting it where you want it. But because it needs to be clocked, right, the adjuster needs to be in the 6 o'clock position. So we're going to need, I found one somewhere in my bag of AR parts, we're going to need a castle nut. And that is so that you can screw this on into the timing and position you need it, and then use the castle nut to lock it in that position. So we're going to go ahead here and just screw this into here. Hope it doesn't mess up and the threads are okay. Crank, crank, crank. I don't know, this may bottom out at some point, so I'm just going to make sure we're close to clocked in the right position here. Every time it goes around another rotation, I'm surprised. This thing is really deep. Okay, now that's it right there. So back it off half a turn. Let's line this up. That's the nice thing about these little set screw locations is they are lined up so that you can tell this is in 6 o'clock. And then we'll just take the castle nut and back the castle nut up against there. And because I'm an idiot and I forgot I'm working with a castle nut, I don't have my AR wrench. So through the magic of video, doodly 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 cut. Doodly 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 doodly. I'm back. The AR wrench, or AR combo tool. I'm gonna try and get this in the camera, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this in the camera while I'm trying to keep everything in focus, but alright. Crank that castle nut down. And it looks like this is still lined up good. Alright, let me just check the lineup on this thing. Yeah, it's looking a little bit wall-eyed. We're gonna have to fix that. I'll probably do this off camera just because it's very hard to put the brace on because it'll be easier to see if it's lined up correctly when the brace is actually on. Beautiful. Alright, so through the magic of editing, what I did was put in one of the bottom set screws just to try and hold the tube in place while I tighten the castle nut. So the castle nut's cranked on pretty good there. And then we're going to put the top set screw back in here, a little dab of Loctite, which I might have to do off camera again because God bless, these things are hard to get on there. You want to make sure the Loctite is nice and shake it. Shake it up good. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Shake it. what I actually like to do is put a dab on the mat and then just put the thing in it. It's easier with these tiny, I mean, this is a tiny set screw. It's so tiny I don't have a tiny screwdriver bit small enough to fit it. So if you kind of put this on the then you mess it up anyway. Yeah, if you kind of put this little set screw on the end of this and then just soak up a little bit of Loctite in the threads, and then try not to drop it on the floor, where you will never, ever, ever see it again. So I had to do that off camera. It's very difficult to work in front of this little camera here and get everything in there. So you can kind of see here. I'm sorry, I'm working on my phone for this one, and I've got a GoPro over here. So where's the lens? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so you can see on the top here, that's the top set screw. I just put some Loctite in there. Put some Loctite on this one before on the bottom. And then tighten up the castle nut. Because again, this is going to have a little more threads. This other tube is completely round. So it doesn't matter. There's no, I mean, wherever it's screwed in, then they just put set screws in. It didn't matter where it ended up. But when you have an adjustable stock, it does, because this part on the bottom, trying to do this with my face, hide behind the gun. This part on the bottom needs to lock in to this on the where's my whiskey buffer tube. So this has to be clocked in at 6 o'clock. So, and that's why you're using a castle nut, because if this obviously isn't going to screw in perfect. So where it bottoms out in here is not going to make it line up here. So it needs to be backed off just a little bit so that this is at 6 o'clock. And then you tighten down the castle nut. And that way, I mean, you've got a little extra room in the tube, but that way everything is lined up perfectly. Like the color matches perfectly. Now you can see, let me collapse this. Now you can see how well all of the olive drab matches. So you get my hat, my shirt, the Kriss Vector, and the stock. It's all olive drab. But it's all different shades of green. Actually, the stock matches my shirt pretty good. And maybe my hat matches the Vector. So, hey, that's perfect. What do you know? Like I'm camouflage. That's what it is. Now, see, now when you're looking down the side of the Vector, the front side's not even up. I'm not looking at it. So this is like a movies. When they do this in the movies where they only have the front sight. I'm aiming my gun real good. I'm going to get him right in the head, Bob. Right? But, so, what was my original point? See? So the stock is camouflaged good on my shirt. And then when I'm aiming, oh, see, my hat is nice and camouflaged for the actual gun itself. So anyway, that's why I'm going to back up a little bit here so maybe you can see this a little better. This is the adjustable stock, SBA3 by SB Tactical, who also made the other, not stock, excuse me, brace. It's a pistol. It's a brace. Don't arrest me, ATF. Oh my God, I'm sorry. But the adjustable brace by SB Tactical, who also made the other brace. But now you can see, so I'm 6'3". This is probably what the length was with the other stock on there. So, I mean, it's not, let's see if you can get this, stand up, just crouch down in the camera. So that was kind of, my eyeball is almost touching the side up here. And then if I bring this back, this is much, much more comfortable. This is much better length of pull for me. And then this is nice too when it folds. This is still usable now. So with the other brace on here, well, yeah, I suppose it would. I might have to put it in a notch if it's folded, right? Because it just gets in front of the ejection port here. And if they're not, I haven't fired this yet, so I don't know where it's going to eject. But if they're not coming straight out, it's going to ding off this and probably go back in and jam. But the other brace, anyway, was right here. So I could not get my finger in between that brace and the trigger. There would have been zero way to fire it. You wouldn't have even gotten one shot if the brace was folded. This one, if you fold it and put it in maybe, if you put it in one notch, it's completely clearing the ejection port there. So then when you deploy this one, which is still not bad. I mean, I just put it all the way out, just based on it was all the way out, and I'm tall, but this is actually pretty comfortable too. I might leave it here just because it does clear the ejection port when folded this way, so you could fire it one-handed if you needed to. Not one-handed. Man, I really need a drink after work. But with the brace folded, you could still fire this. So if you had this in your backpack or truck or whatever, and the zombies are on your ass and you need to fire right now, and oh my god, I'm gonna die if I don't just get this first shot, you can totally flick the safety off and then when you get the zombie and off your ass and you're trapped in the supermarket or whatever with the hot blonde chick, then you could deploy the stock and be all tactical zombie killer. Whatever. Zombies. It's a euphemism, right? For what? I don't know. But yeah, so that's cool. So anyway, again, Vector, STP, enhanced, and we just took off the K brace and put on the SBA3 brace. It doesn't match completely, but I don't really care. Clearly, I'm going for the flat dark earth, olive, and black combination on this gun. So there you have it. I like it. That's cool. I really like the this brace. Feels really good. It's it's in there. I don't think you could ask for a tighter shoulder weld on this. It's really good, and it feels really stable. It doesn't feel. This is mushy. I mean, you can see this is squishy, but this way and this way, not this way. So when you're pushing this against something, this is solid, and this obviously is really solid up here. So when you're pushing that in, that feels really good. I like it. And I just got one of these for my AK pistol as well, because Primary Arms, love that site. Spend way too much money at that site. Stop having sales. They put these braces on sale this weekend for a lot less. They're normally $129, and they were on sale for $99. So I picked up 2 of them, but I don't have the stuff to put it on my AK pistol yet. It's an M92 PAP. There is no provision for attaching anything to the back. They made them that way because they're pistols, so they don't, legally they were like, whoa, we'll just make them so you can't put anything on there easily. But you can drill and tap them, or Stormworks has, I might get the Stormworks one. They actually have a block. You just drill one hole in the back of the trunnion and attach this block, and it has 6 holes, 2 rows of 3 on the back where you can attach. They have a folding AR adapter. It'll fold to the other side, so this one folds. Now I'm assuming I could actually flip this over. I've looked at it, and if you use a wrench to take this out, and then obviously there's set screws on the bottom that are holding this folding hinge in. But I imagine if you take these 2 set screws out, flip this around, because this, when you press this, you can see where it comes out of the bottom here when you're going to fold it, and then it's in there when it's locked in. You can see on the top that same slot exists here. So the only reason that would be here is because you can flip this around, and then you would be utilizing this if it folded over to the other side. But I just don't want to mess with it. I like it the way it is. I don't care. It's not in the way. But on the AK, it's definitely gonna. I could pay. There's like I would be stringing like 3 adapters together. So you would have the block that goes on the end of the AK, and then you would have the folding adapter, and then you would have an AR buffer tube adapter, like all strung together. And then I could have it fold to the same side, but I don't think I care enough about them folding to the same side to do that. It seems like a bunch of things strung together. It's just asking for it to fail at some point. I may not, but I would rather just have the two things. Just have the adapter block on the back and the folding adapter with the buffer tube built in, or the buffer tube adapter built in, so I could screw the brace into it like that. I'm definitely gonna need in the castle nut though. But yeah, there you have it. Kriss Vector SDP enhanced in olive drab with an olive drab stock attach. I like it. Thanks, guys. See you.